Hiya Disney fan, welcome to my review of Cinderella. But before I dive into that, this movie comes paired with an animated short starring the gang from some obscure Disney movie you've probably never heard of. So, Frozen Fever features the royal family of Arendelle getting ready for Princess Anna's birthday. But Queen Elsa has a cold and summons tiny category ice elementals every time she sneezes. Oh, and she can just do magic costume changes, apparently. And I'm just gonna say it, I don't really know how to deal with happy, upbeat Elsa. It's weird, man. But it doesn't matter because Hans, who's in the thing for like 10 seconds, completely steals the show.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
And the whole thing is built around a not particularly good song. In the end, Frozen Fever is a fun little diversion. Now on to the actual movie. And as per tradition, I will give you my spoiler-free opinion right now. It's Disney's Cinderella, but with real actors. And that's all it wanted to be. So I give it a 4 out of 5 on a not especially ambitious job well done. Okay, questionably necessary spoiler warning is now in effect. The movie begins with Cinderella, who just went by Ella, and she's the beloved daughter of like the nicest parents ever. Too bad the kingdom of wherever the hell this country is supposed to be is plagued by plotitis.
Plotitis, an extremely terminal yet strangely painless affliction that in no way disfigures the victim, and it's only ever contracted by secondary characters.
So Cindy's mom gets knocked out first. Then, after a whirlwind romance with homicidal matriarch du jour, Lady Tremaine, Deddy Dearest succumbs to plotitis as well. Our heroine then spends an unspecific amount of time slaving away as the domestic servant of her evil stepfamily. Then blah blah Bambi's dead, blah blah prince, blah blah ball, blah blah glass slipper, and happy ending. Like I said, this is just Disney's Cinderella but with real actors, and it's very well done for what it is. Now, I've got a sneaking suspicion that our heroine Cinderella is an ASMR because she's gotta be some sort of an angel. She's long-suffering, she's nice to animals, and not just the cute ones either, the kind that spread diseases.
That would explain the plotitis.
She takes breaks out of bawling her eyes out to give food to hungry beggar women, and at the end of it all, she forgives Lady Tremaine for all the horrible stuff she did to her. Holy...
Yes, I believe she would.
She makes Nausicaa look like Arya. Either of them. Now, obviously, a character this mind-blowingly virtuous doesn't have an arc. She does have a low point, but that literally lasts for maybe a minute. The prince is more developed this time. He's basically a romantic schmuck who wants to marry for love. He's also got a truly fantastic scene with his father, who's also dying of plotitis. And he doesn't learn a darn thing throughout the movie either. There's some added intrigue with Lady Tremaine and a dude who's basically the Duke of Weaseltown. And they also try and explain why Lady Tremaine is so evil, but then they don't really. And she ends up running off with the Duke to live evilly ever after.
How sweet.
Throughout the story, they hit every big moment from the original animated version, minus the songs, of course. The big magical fairy godmother bit is awesome, even if the bubbly pixie comes off as a goofier version of Glenda. Not that one. Yeah, that one. Sillier than that. But she does get in her bibbity-bobbity signature line, unlike some people. The big ballroom sequence is amazing. Really, I can't oversell it enough. And it's rightfully the centerpiece of the movie. Oh, and I might be mistaken, but I could swear that I saw a couple of Cindy's princess pals in the crowd. The art design of the movie is well done throughout. The costumes and environments do a good job of replicating a classy but unspecific European kingdom somewhere between 1650 and 1810. The Wicked Stepsisters look great, so delightfully gaudy, and the kingdom's military forces are very spiffy.
And easy to see, and by extension shoot at.
Come on, Sergeant, this is Disney. When has a full-scale shooting war broken out in the Disneyverse?
The Avengers and Star Wars.
Well, okay then. Finally, the movie has a good sense of humor with plenty of fun for all the family laughs. Oh, and cameo by Bambi's dad. Now it's time to break down the good and the bad in Cinderella. On the good side, the movie is exactly what it wants to be, a live-action version of the Disney cartoon, with some added world-building thrown in. On the downside, they don't do anything new or different. No one grows or learns or changes. Cindy's as passive a character as she ever was, and if you don't like that, well, I can't argue with you. And I guess I could say that our impossibly virtuous heroine is unrealistic. But then I'd be demanding realism from a fairy tale, and as long as I'm doing that, I may as well demand good customer service from the DMV. Look, if you like Disney and the original Cinderella, go see this one. You'll probably like it. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913, or find my Facebook and Deviantart pages for video updates and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.